How are you doing? Yes, this is your Dr. Vantari Shiva. In this video, we are going to cover the part 3 of previous year questions of NEET from the chapter Laws of Motion. Okay, in this video, we are going to cover the questions based on the free body diagram mostly, and basically the questions will be related to spring mass system, elevator problems, pulley mass system, wedge block problems, and all that. Okay, so let us try to have a concept based on these things, and then we'll discuss the questions of previous year NEET. Okay, yes. Now, first and foremost thing we need to discuss about is the free body diagram. Okay, so free body diagram is nothing but we can call it simply as FBD. If suppose there is more than one masses in a given system, like this for example, okay, M1 and M2 are there. Okay, yes, suppose this is a rough surface. Okay, now what are the forces acting on it? You have to show the forces acting on it individually. Okay, that is what is called as free body diagram, and we will be showing it for each mass separately. Let us draw the free body diagram for mass M1. Okay, then how do you draw that? You'll forget about all the surroundings of this mass M, and we'll just show the forces acting on it directly. Okay, M1G downwards gravitational force. Very good. Now there is a contact between this mass and the surface of the earth. Okay, then it will be having a normal reaction in here. Very good. Now there is a string here. Whenever there is a string, rod or wire or like that, then we should definitely get tension T. Tension T is always acting away from the body. It always acts along the string, but away from the body. This will be the body now, so tension T is away from the body now. Now let us consider this surface is a rough surface. Then relative motion. Let us say if applied force is in this direction on M2, then relative motion will be in this direction, because net force is in this direction, so acceleration will be in that direction. Okay, so the opposing force, which is nothing but friction, will be acting in this direction. Okay, so this is nothing but the free body diagram of M1. Similarly, you can also show the free body diagram for mass M2. Okay, I hope it is clear about what is free body diagram. And a spring mass system. So if you consider, there is a spring which is connected, one end is connected to a fixed end, another end is connected to a mass M, let us say. Okay, if you want to draw the free body diagram for this one, then let us say, of course, it has been kept on a surface which is let us say rough one, maybe smooth, let us take for the time being, smooth surface, and now you are applying a force F, or maybe because of some force there is a displacement about its equilibrium position is X. Okay, how much ever is the displacement, that much ever it will try to go back depending upon its spring constant K. Okay, so there will be a restoring force. The restoring force will be acting away from this body, away from the direction of already existing displacement, and it will try to restore its location, so it will be Kx. Okay, so we can call it as FSP will be minus Kx, and minus is going to represent it will always be in the opposite direction to this initial displacement because of the force, let us say. Okay, and if you are facing any difficulty with spring force, then you can forget about this spring completely, and you can simply take this as tension T, and at the end of the problem you just solve, just like there is a string, not spring. Okay, then solve the problem. At the end of the problem, just substitute T is equal to Kx. It will work out, trust me. Next, so that's about a spring mass system. And now what about your elevator problems? So elevator problems, let us say there is a lift here. In this kind of problems, I suppose there is lift is actually accelerating upwards. Okay, and now there is a weightless weighing machine here which is fixed, and now there is a mass M. Now what will be the apparent weight for this guy? Since it is of course there will be mg downwards. Okay, normal reaction n upwards. This normal reaction will be nothing but the apparent weight of this body. So once it is going up, the apparent weight will become m into g plus a. If you want to prove it, you can prove it actually. So just take just take this FBD and apply F net is equal to ma. How do you apply F net is equal to ma here? F net is equal to ma. In the direction of acceleration, you have to consider the forces are as positive. So here n is in the direction of acceleration, mg is acting downwards in the opposite direction, is equal to mass times acceleration. Okay, n will be is equal to m into g plus a. Okay, this normal reaction will become the apparent weight. So are you getting the same expression? Yes. So that's how you can get the apparent weight for this kind of cases where there is an extra additional acceleration upwards. Now suppose in any case we have got the acceleration downwards, let us say. Okay, then apparent weight will be we can prove that in the same manner. We can prove that apparent weight will be m into g minus a. Okay, in any case if acceleration is equal to gravitational acceleration, then the apparent weight will become 0, then the mass will be completely looks like massless completely. Okay, or you can say the weighing machine that is there, that will show almost zero weight. That's what it is. Now that's about elevator problems, and let us discuss about pulley mass system. Pulley mass system, generally if you consider there is a pulley like this, and most of the cases we'll be discussing about it's a pulley is a frictionless and weightless. Okay, let us say there is a mass m here, m1, let us say, and another mass say m2. M2 is more than m1, for example. M2 is more than m1. So because of this m2, this m2g will be acting downwards. M2g will be acting downwards, and m1g will be acting downwards like this. And now let us say since m2 is more than m1 acceleration, this mass will be acting downwards. Okay, and this mass tries to move upwards with an acceleration exactly like a. Okay, now now what else here? That's about m1g downwards. And what about the tension here? Tension T is always acting away, and we are considering this tension is also, this string is also massless. If if the string is having mass, then it will be a separate case actually. Next T, tension T will be away from the body. Okay, yes. So that's about if you can see the free body diagram, this will be the free body diagram of mass m1, this will be the free body diagram of m2. Now if you want, if he is asking about acceleration, so you don't have to you have to apply F net is equal to ma here for this mass, F net is equal to ma for this mass again. So instead of that we can apply a trick here. The trick is so just take mass m1 here and take another mass m2. I am taking both these masses and keeping both of them in a on a table, let us say, and now both of them are connected by a string. And since tension is the internal force, we don't consider the internal forces for this trick. Okay, so m2g will be acting away from this string, let us say, away from this mass m2g, and m1g is acting in this direction, isn't it? So here the net acceleration is in the direction of m2g, since m2g is more than m1g. So acceleration A can be written as total net force divided by total mass. What is the net force here? m2g minus m1g. Can I write as m2 minus m1 into g by the total mass m1 plus m2. This is how you deal with the pulley mass problems. Okay, and in any case, if suppose there is a movable pulley, so basically here since this pulley is fixed one, then you can see there is no change in acceleration here. For example, if this pulley is a movable one, then the acceleration will not be same, or velocities will not be same. Let us discuss that thing right now. Okay, so for example, let us say there is a mass m1 here, and there is another pulley here. That pulley is a movable pulley. I think that is clear from the diagram itself. Okay, let us say this is m2 and let us say this is m3. Okay, so for example, these guys are having an acceleration of acceleration downwards because m3 is more. So let us say a3 is actually acting downwards, and this mass m2 will be going definitely upwards. But That will not be A3 exactly, it will be different actually. Okay. So that is A2 for example. Okay, then AP, acceleration of the pulley, can be given by the expression that is nothing but A2 plus A3 for this present case. A2 plus A3 divided by 2. So basically you have to consider the direction of pulley as a reference here. So the accelerations which are in the direction of pulley's acceleration, let us say pulley is also going downwards. Okay, then A3 will get positive here and A2 is going in the opposite direction now. That's why A2 will get minus here. The same is true for velocities also. In the place of AP you have VP, let us say. In the place of A3 you have V3. In the place of A2 you have velocity V2. Then VP, velocity of the pulley will be nothing but V2 plus V3. Since both of them are vectors, they should be mentioned about the directions as well. So again we have to consider the pulley's velocity as the reference one. Okay, so velocity of the pulley is actually acting downwards, same as this one. So V2 is acting in the opposite direction to this pulley's velocity. So that's why V2 will be getting plus. V3 and VP are in the same direction, so plus. Okay, so this is how you normally apply for a movable pulley. Okay, yes. So after that it will be, I mean, once you know these accelerations and velocities, it will be easy for you to solve the problem. Okay, next wedge block problem. Let us say there is a wedge here which is making an angle, I mean angle of inclination is theta here, and there is a mass m. Okay, this mass m will be exerting a forces, I mean will be having a forces mg downwards. Okay, normal reaction in this direction, and most of the cases we try to solve this problem by considering the forces in the direction of one along the plane, other one perpendicular to the plane. Okay, here this mg is not in the direction of neither along a plane nor perpendicular to the plane. That's why most of the cases we consider mg. So I mean these components here, one is along the plane, other one is perpendicular to the plane. Now if this is theta, this will also be theta. If this is theta, just a minute, sorry, this is theta, this will be theta, this will be 90 minus theta, and this will be theta now. Okay, so the component which is in contact with the main vector, then that will be cos term, mg cos theta. I mean I don't want to do this again and again, so that's why I'm telling you right now here. Please remember this. Mg sin theta is along the plane and mg cos theta is perpendicular to the plane. So that's it, and the normal reaction will be perpendicular to this surface of inclined plane. Okay, so that's it. I mean this much of knowledge is sufficient to solve any problem in this session. Okay, yes, so let us get started. So the first and foremost problem is two bodies of mass 4 kg and 6 kg are tied to the ends of a massless string. So there's this string is massless, so you don't have to worry about variable tension here. So tension should be same throughout. Okay, the string passes over a pulley which is frictionless. So of course this pulley is also frictionless. Very good, no problem. The acceleration of the system in terms of acceleration due to gravity is, okay. So basically here there will be a 6g downwards, and since tension, when tension T is always away from the body, and here 4g downwards, tension T away from the body along the string. Okay, now since tensions are internal forces, so you can just take both of them, 4g and 6g on the table. Okay, 4g and 6g on the table. 6g is acting like this and 4g is acting in this direction, and acceleration will be nothing but so see here, this 6 kg is more, then acceleration will be along the 6g direction. Okay, so now acceleration is equal to net force divided by total mass or net mass. Okay, what is definite here? 6g, and 4g is in the opposite direction. 6g minus 4g is 2g divided by m net. Total mass is what, ma? This is 4 kg, this is 6 kg. 6 plus 4, 10. Okay, 2 1s are 2 5s are. So it is g by 5. Isn't it simple? Yes, very simple questions actually. Next, wedge block problem. Mm. So here a block of mass m is placed on a smooth inclined wedge a b c of inclination theta as shown in figure. The wedge is given an acceleration, so this wedge is given an acceleration so that towards the right, the relation between a and theta so that the block remains stationary on the wedge. So basically because of this acceleration, this mass should not be moving. That is the question here. Okay, so you have to find out the condition for acceleration in terms of theta. Okay, let us find that out. So just now we have discussed about the forces acting on it, that is normal reaction n in this direction and mg cos theta in this direction and mg sin theta in this direction. Now because of this acceleration of on this wedge, there will be an acceleration in the opposite direction on this block. Okay, now the force will be m times a. Okay, this force is actually called a pseudo force. Okay, actually there is no physical existence of this force, but still this block m experiences a force called ma, that is a pseudo force here. Okay, so this ma will also be having two components. One is in this direction. Okay, so if this is theta, this will also be theta. So ma, this component is in contact with the main vector, so this will be ma cos theta, and now other component will be along the direction of mg cos theta. So let me add ma sin theta here. So basically n and these two terms will be cancelling each other or balancing each other, and mg sin theta and ma cos theta, mg sin theta and ma cos theta will be balancing each other, so that basically if this ma cos theta is not there, definitely this block will fall down because of this mg sin theta. Okay, so ma cos theta is trying to resist this block to fall down. Okay, that's why both of them should be balancing each other so that the block remains stationary. Okay, this m, the term gets cancelled. So g sin theta is equal to a cos theta, a is equal to g sin theta by cos theta tan theta, a is equal to g tan theta. Which option is correct? Option D. So we have got nearly 2-3 times related to the same kind of problem. Let us solve them. Okay, maybe we have got the problems later on. So now two blocks a and b of masses 3m and m respectively are connected by a massless and inextensible string. Okay, so this is a inextensible string here. The whole mass is suspended by a massless spring as shown in the figure. Okay, the magnitudes of accelerations of a and b immediately just after cutting the string are respectively. So basically for this kind of problems, first of all you need to assume the system is in equilibrium first. Once the system achieves the equilibrium, then we have to cut the string whatever dimensions. Okay, now first of all let me draw the free body diagram for this a block, which is of 3m mass. What are the forces acting on it? Tangent T downwards. Kx is the spring force acting away from this. Kx is the discharging force, na? Yes. And there is one more force called 3mg. Are there any other forces acting on it? No. So now this guy tries to go up initially. So just keep it aside. Now what are the forces acting on this B block? B block mass is m. The forces acting on it, gravitational force mg and tangent T upwards. Are there any other forces acting on it? No. Now once of course actually first of all this acceleration will also be not there because we are trying to consider the equilibrium case now. So if since we have to first consider the equilibrium means equilibrium means what, man? Net force acting on the block should be equal to 0. Here if you consider the block, the force acting on this block is equal to 0, F net is equal to 0. So what does it mean? T and mg should be balancing each other. Okay, now here on this block, if I apply F net is equal to ma, F net is equal to 0, then I get kx minus 3mg minus t is equal to 0. So kx minus 3mg and tension is equal to mg here. So 3 mg plus mg is 4 mg, kx is equal to 4 mg. All right. So just keep these informations aside. From this we can say that just say this is equation 1, say this is equation 2. Now you are cutting this string is cut now. Okay, so you are cutting the string at this location right now. So because of this this B block tries to when follow downwards, I mean it will fall downwards, and because of restoring force, this mass A will be going upwards. So acceleration of A is in this direction, acceleration of B will be in this direction. Let me show that for acceleration here. Very good. And AB will be in this direction. And since you are cutting this string, then tension will become 0 immediately. Yes, tension will become 0. Very good. Then if I apply F net is equal to MA on this guy, I'll get what is the net force acting on it? Since this tension is equal to 0, only mg is acting on it. So mg is equal to MAB. That's it now. Yeah, this one on that. Both the masses gets cancelled. AB acceleration of the block B is G, whereas this guy will be having tension is equal to 0, 3 mg and kx are only acting in the system now on the block now. So yeah, acceleration. Let's apply F net is equal to ma here. Kx is in the direction of acceleration, and 3 mg is opposite to that direction. Okay, is equal to mass times acceleration. What is the mass here? 3m. Acceleration a. Okay, but you know kx is equal to 4 mg from the equilibrium condition. Okay, 4 mg minus 3 mg. This is why we have applied this equilibrium condition. Okay, so that you get everything. All the other forces into in terms of g only. Okay. 3 MA. Okay, so 4 mg minus 3 mg 3 MA. This m, that m gets cancelled. Acceleration of the block A will be given by g divided by 3. So acceleration of A is g by 3 and acceleration of B will be g. Option A is correct here. Okay, let's go for next question. Let me drink some water. So this question is a very nice question, pretty easy. Let us say a balloon with mass m. Once you are connecting this mass m, this balloon is actually coming down because of this mass m. Okay, descending now. Very good. Now that is that is because of mg force, no? Gravitational force. And now suppose of course most of the cases the balloons will be taken in the the balloons you might have seen where people will be traveling upwards. Okay, or maybe if you are giving hydrogen in this balloon, then this guy will definitely go up. Okay, so that is how you are having the force upwards in this direction. Okay, so generally because of this mass m, it is descending down with an acceleration a. This is a descending with an acceleration a. How much mass should be removed from it so that it starts moving up? So you want a particular case where it should start moving with an acceleration a by removing a mass. Let us say the removal of mass is m naught. Out of m, you are removing m naught. Now the total mass of this guy is m minus m naught. So the gravitational force will be m minus m naught into g. But still the force acting on this is say still F, isn't it? We are not changing anything on this. Because of this force only it has to go up. Next. Now if I apply free body diagram, F net is equal to ma for both the cases. Here mg is in the direction of acceleration. So mg minus F is equal to mass times acceleration. This is equation 1, let us say. Now let me write the equation for this. So force is in the direction of acceleration minus other force is m minus m naught into g is equal to mass times acceleration. What is the mass here? M minus m naught is the remaining mass into acceleration. So say that as equation 2. So if you add both of them, the F and F gets cancelled, and here mg minus mg gets cancelled, minus of minus mg, minus of minus m naught g plus m naught g is equal to, if you are adding both of them, you will get 2ma minus this is m naught a. Alright, he wants how much mass is removed. Okay, so that mass m naught he wants. So let us take this m naught a to this side, then I will get m naught into g plus a is equal to 2ma. Alright, m naught is equal to 2ma by g plus a, isn't it? That is the answer. Where is correct option? 2ma by g plus a. Clear? Yes. Next problem. So this question is actually looking like a very big one, but actually it's a single line answer directly. Let's see. So three blocks with masses m, 2m and 3m are connected by strings as shown in the figure. After an upward force F is applied on block m, okay, I mean there is a force applied on this. Because of this applied force F, the masses move upward with a constant velocity. Okay, velocity is constant. Please remember this. What is the net force acting on the block? Block of mass m, 2m. Okay, suppose if there is because of this force there is an acceleration a, then you would have applied F net is equal to ma for this block and that block. Then you should take free body diagram and then apply F net is equal to ma in each case. Then you get a total net force acting on this guy. But see here, so this velocity is equal to constant. Once velocity is constant, acceleration is equal to 0. Then he is asking about net force. F net is always equal to mass times acceleration. Acceleration itself is 0. So the net force acting on each block will be 0. That is the beauty of this question. Direct question. Okay. You can also find out using take the free body diagram for each block and apply F net is equal to ma, where you get acceleration is equal to 0. So you get net force acting on each block will be 0. Alright. Next. A person of mass 60 kg is inside a lift of mass 940 kg and presses the button on control panel so that the lift starts moving upwards with an acceleration 1 meter per second square. If acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second square, then the tension in the supporting cable is, here he has given g value, so you can directly take, but in some cases you have to be very careful. If it doesn't mention, sometimes option will be for 9.8 and there will be an option for G value 10 also. We will see that kind of problems in the upcoming problems. Just hold on. For example, let us say there is a lift. Now the lift is actually going up with an acceleration of 1 meter per second square, and the mass of the lift is 940 kg, and there is a person whose mass is 60 kg. Together it is 940 plus 660, that is 1000 kg. How much it is? Mass is 1000 kg. Very good. Now he is asking about the tension in the supporting cable. Supporting cable actually be holding the lift upwards, isn't it? So here tension T will be acting upwards. Mg is nothing but total mass of the system is 1000 times G. 1000 times G. G value he has given 10, so it will be 10,000. Here now since there is an acceleration, we can apply F net is equal to ma here. There tension is in the direction of acceleration, so plus T. 10,000 is in the opposite direction, is equal to mass times acceleration. Mass is 1000, acceleration is 1 here, so T is equal to 1000 plus 10,000 is 11,000 11,000 newtons. He is asking about tension only. Very simple question, isn't it? Yes. Next, the mass of a lift is 2000 kg. There is a lift here, its mass is 2000 kg. Very good. When the tension in the supporting cable is 28,000 Newton. So mass of this lift is 2000. That means it will be experiencing a gravitational force of 2000 times G value 10. Okay. So since the answer is not in terms of fractions, so you can directly take G value as 10. No problem. So it will be 20,000. Okay, 20,000 and 28,000, which is more? Definitely this guy is more. So acceleration should be in this direction. So if I apply F net is equal to ma, that means what is the net force here? 28,000 minus 20,000. That will be 8,000. okay, is equal to mass of this guy is 2000 into acceleration, okay. So 2001's 2004's, so A is equal to 4 meter per second square. So which direction? Upwards. So option A is correct. Please be very careful. Even though you got correct answer, sometimes you might click a wrong one. Please be very careful about this. Just like the one I have done now. Okay. A block of mass m is placed on a smooth wedge of inclination theta. Okay, this is the case now. Smooth plane, so there is no friction. The whole system is accelerated horizontally so that the block does not slip. The whole system, let us say there is a mass m here, okay, and this whole system should be moving, okay, horizontally so that the block does not slip on the wedge. The force exerted on the wedge, by the wedge on the block, that is your normal reaction, isn't it? He is asking about what is the normal reaction. That's it. Now let's consider the force acting on it. One is the mg. Mg will be having two components. I am directly taking mg cos theta here, mg sin theta here, since we have discussed it already. Mg sin theta. And what about is there any other force acting on it? Because of this acceleration, this guy will be having an acceleration. We have done the same kind of problem in the starting itself, okay. So this A will be, this is the acceleration, and the force will be mass times acceleration. That force is pseudo force. We have discussed it already. So now this guy will be, MA will be having two components. One is along the plane, other one is perpendicular to the plane. So in this direction we have, if this is theta, this will also be theta. If this is theta, I should say this will be MA cos theta. This will be MA sin theta. Alright. So here the block should not fall down. That's why mg sin theta and mg cos theta will be balancing each other. Mg sin theta, ma cos theta will be balancing each other. So A is equal to g tan theta. Sir, we know this, sir, already. But we have to use this information for finding out normal reaction. So normal reaction is the force exerted by the wedge on the block. Okay. So that n is equal to mg cos theta plus ma sin theta. Mg cos theta plus m. What is A here? A is equal to g tan theta. G tan theta is nothing but sin theta by cos theta into sin theta again. So if I just take a it will be g tan theta, no? G sin theta by cos theta. Now if you just take mg common, that will be cos theta plus this is sin square theta by cos theta. So you are not getting this kind of options anymore. So but you can simplify this so that you can get the answer. So the answer is just one step ahead. So if you take common cos theta, so cos theta into cos theta will be cos square theta plus sin square theta. Cos square theta plus sin square theta is nothing but unity, equal to 1. So mg by cos theta is your normal reaction. Which option is correct? Option D. Yes. The next question. A man weighs 80 kg. He stands on a weighing scale in a lift. Let us say there is a lift, and he is standing on a weighing scale. Okay. So now there is a weighing scale fixed here, maybe on this lift itself. Okay. So this man's weight is 80 kg. Very good. Now he stands on a weighing scale in a lift which is moving upwards with an acceleration, with uniform acceleration of 5 meter per second square. Excellent. What would be the reading on the scale now? So basically, just now we have discussed about, I have told you in the starting of the video itself that the apparent weight will be is equal to, because of this acceleration, this weighing scale is going to show you the apparent weight. That is, the apparent weight is nothing but m times g plus a. Here, what is m here? M is nothing but 80 kg. G value, let us take 10, and a value is nothing but 5. Okay, 80 into 15. Okay, 15 8s are 120. So 1200 newtons is going to be the reading on the scale of this weighing machine. All right. Yes. So option D is correct. Next, a monkey of mass 20 kg is holding a vertical rope. Let us say there is a vertical rope, and now this is our beautiful monkey, and now this beautiful monkey is trying to hold this guy. Okay. So now, okay, this mass of this monkey is 20 kg. Very good. He is holding a vertical rope. The rope will not break when a mass of 25 kg is suspended from it. So that means what? From it, but it will break if the mass exceeds 25 kg. So let us say if mass of this monkey would have been 25 kg, then on there itself this rope will be cutting it. I mean, will be breaking. Okay. Next. What is the maximum acceleration which the monkey can climb up along the rope? So basically, just now we have discussed about apparent weight. If apparent weight is more than 20, force related to 25 kg. 25 kg, what is the force related to that? That is 25 times g. That means 25 into 10. If it is 250 newtons, if it is more than this 250 newtons, definitely the the rope will break. Now this mass of this monkey is 20 kg right now. Let us consider the apparent weight formula, m into g plus a. Okay, so apparent weight, what is the mass here? Mass is 20 kg. Apparent weight is 250. I am considering for example, the monkey is going with this much of velocity. Okay, of course it has to maintain less than this weight. For that it has to maintain less acceleration than this. So let us get that. G value is 10. Acceleration a is equal to, that's what you need to find. Okay. This is 0 0 gets cancelled. 2 ones are 2. 12.5 sir. Okay, so 12.5 is equal to 10 plus a. Acceleration a is equal to 12.5 minus 10 is nothing but 2.5 meter per second square. You can also apply F net is equal to ma here. So mg is acting downwards, tension T upwards, acceleration of the block, acceleration of the monkey is say a. Okay, so T minus mg is equal to mass times acceleration. T is equal to m into g plus a. Are you getting the same equation as this? This tension should be equal to the apparent weight of, the tension should not be crossing, or you can say apparent weight of the the monkey should not be crossing the tension. Okay, that's how we don't want this rope should be cutting up. Okay, yes. So option is D here. Clear now? Yes. A lift of mass 1000 kg is which is moving with acceleration. Let us say there is a lift here. That lift is of 1000 kg. Okay, it is moving with acceleration in the upward direction, 1 meter per second square. Then the tension developed in the string is which is connected to lift is tension T upwards, 10,000 Newton will be acting downwards because of this 1000 kg. And now tension T minus 10,000 should be equal to mass times, what is the mass here? 1000 into the acceleration, that is 1. So it is nothing but T minus 10,000 is equal to 1000. That will be T is equal to 10,000 plus 1000, 11,000. Yes, option C is correct. This is the problem. So here he has not mentioned about G value, and of course you can see nearby option which is 10,800. So if you take acceleration value as G value as 9.8 meter per second square, then you will get this answer also. Okay, let us see. So suppose if you take 10,000 into G is nothing but 1000 into 9.8, 9,800 newtons. Okay, so T minus 9,800 is equal to 1000. Okay, so T is equal to 9,800 plus 1000 is nothing but 10,800 newtons. So this option is also correct. Which one is correct now? Obviously this one. So you have to be very careful looking at the options. There may be you have to consider G value as 9.8. Okay, please be very careful about that. Next, two masses as shown in the figure are suspended from a massless pulley. This massless pulley now the acceleration of the whole system A is equal to m2 minus m1 by m2 minus m1 into g by m1 plus m2. That's what we have discussed in the first slide itself. Okay, 10g minus 5g divided by total mass is actually 5 plus 10, 15. Okay, 5g 10g minus 5g, 5g divided by 15. So 5 ones are 5 3s are. So value is going to be, acceleration value is going to be g by 3. That's simple, isn't it? Yes. Next, a mass of 1 kg is suspended by a thread. Okay, so let us say there is a thread. So there is a mass of 1 kg which is suspended like this. Okay, it is lifted upwards with an acceleration of 4.9 meter per second square. Okay, and in the second case, it has been lowered with an acceleration of 4.9 meter per second square. Once you are taking it upwards, so because of my g and the acceleration in the opposite direction, the net weight of this guy is going to be the tension here. Okay, fine. Let us apply F net is equal to ma t minus mg. M is equal to 1 here, so t minus g is equal to mass times acceleration. What is the mass here? 1 kg. Acceleration is 4.9. It also 1 into g. So let me just rewrite this as t minus 1 into g is equal to t is equal to 9.8. I mean, looking at the options, you have to be very much wise enough to select the value of g. Here it is in terms of 4.9. 9.8 is exactly 2 times that of 4.9. So you have to consider 9.8 as g value. So let me take g value on the other side. That will be 9.8 plus 4.9. Okay. So let me say this as 3 times 4.9. Just keep this aside. Let us say this is the t1 for the first case. Now for the second case, acceleration is downwards. Tension t is in the opposite direction to this acceleration. So you have to consider g minus t is equal to mass times acceleration. What is the mass here? 1. Acceleration 4.9. Okay. Now you have to have tension t2 here. T2, take it to the other side. And g minus 4.9. 9.8 minus 4.9 is going to be 4.9. You understand why I have taken it as 3 into 4.9 now? Yes. The ratios of the tension is the T1 is to T2 is equal to 3 into 4.9 divided by 4.9. 4.9 gets cancelled. You get 3 by 1 or 3 is to 1 is the answer. Clear? Next. So there is a this problem we have done it almost 2 to 3 times already. A mass m is placed on a very smooth bed resting on a surface without friction. Friction is not there, no problem at all. So once the mass is released, the acceleration to be given to this wedge, so that you have to give the acceleration. So basically this guy will be having an acceleration as mg sine theta. So to oppose that, you have to give an acceleration in the left hand direction, so that this guy will be having an acceleration, pseudo acceleration a in this direction. Okay. So acceleration should be given towards this guy. Please be very careful. Don't get confused with this acceleration or this acceleration. Wedge has to be given the acceleration in this direction, so that the block will get an acceleration in the opposite direction. Okay. This a will be having two components. This component will take care of its. This is theta. This a. Ma cos theta will take care of its block, so that it will not fall down. Okay. So you have to apply this acceleration in the direction of left for on this he's asking about wedge, no, given to the wedge. So a is applied to the left. Very good. And a is equal to g tan theta. Option A is correct. Clear now? I don't have to solve it, isn't it? We have done it already many times. A is equal to g tan theta. Next, a monkey is descending from the branch of a tree. Let us say this is the branch of the tree. Okay, with an branch of a tree with constant acceleration. Acceleration is constant here. Velocity is not constant, so acceleration some value, whatever it is. Okay, if the braking strength is 75% of the weight of the monkey. Okay, the braking strength is so that should be the tension. Tension is 75%, or I can say 0.75 times of 3/4 of the weight of the monkey, isn't it? What is the weight of the monkey? Mg. All right. Yes, we know that. So that's what is given. So let me take T as 3/4 times of mg. All right. That's what's given here. Now, you suppose this weight is more than this, then definitely this tension. I mean, this string will not the string, the branch of the tree will become break. Yes. The minimum acceleration with which the monkey can slide down without breaking the branch is. So basically, the monkey has to slide down. Okay, so that there is a beautiful monkey here. This monkey is yes, this is the monkey now. This has to slide down. That means the acceleration is downwards. And now, if you consider the tension will be acting upwards, and mg will be acting downwards. So he's asking what should be the minimum acceleration. Let's find that. Let's apply F net is equal to ma. Mg is the direction of acceleration, minus t is equal to mass times acceleration of the monkey. Okay. So here mg and t is nothing but 3/4 mg already. That is the condition he has given already. Okay. Mg minus 3 mg by 4. You are taking 3/4 of part from 1. That will be 1/4 of the mg now. Is equal to mass times acceleration. M gets cancelled. Acceleration has to be minimum acceleration it can maintain is g/4. So option C is correct. Okay. Yes. With this we are done with the third part of this session, and in the next video we are going to discuss about Newton laws of motion on circular motion based. Okay. Yes. So if you like the video, just click a like in the given below, and please do share it to your friends so that I can get motivated if more number of people are getting subscribed. Thank you very much guys for your kind attention, and all the very best.